Welcome back to the League of NBA Pod. We back in here with a full house. This dude already is trying to mess up my intros. But you know what? We doing this one take, Jake. I'm like Lil Wayne in the booth. I don't need nothing written down. It's off the top. You know how it is. Anyways, before we get this started, you know what I'm saying? I had the coach remind me of a reason why we should all be excited right now. You know what I'm saying? We got Captain America, Money Mace, King Kai, Ali Giroux. Hey, Chelsea's in the CL final. What did I tell you on the pod last week? And this dude Chris was hating on me. You gonna be crying tomorrow when y'all don't get in. Blah blah blah.
You're gonna win.
Are we gonna win? We just beat Manchester City over the weekend. We about to smack these dudes 3 times in a row. It's the oil final.
That's the only reason why I think it ain't gonna happen, just because it's just so hard to be in the team 3 straight.
We got stars over here. Anyways, this is the League of NBA Pod. Like I said before, I'm your host, Shaka. You know, we in the mix. Like I was saying, we got some haters in the building. Chris at the top, what's going on, bro? All right. Back on the pod for the first time in a long time. We have Christian. What's going on, man? Where you been at, bro?
Gang. What's good, man?
No doubt, no doubt.
I'm happy to be back. Playoff time. Y'all know what time it is. Scary hour season. Yes, sir.
It's crunch time.
It is. It's crunch time, baby.
I know you had something to actually say, Chris. You know, I was a little rude. Did you have something you wanted to say when I introduced you?
I just didn't know I was.
Too bad. Let's get into the episode.
Wow.
Disrespectful. That man disrespect you like that.
No, we'll get into it. We'll get into it. I got something to talk about with you with these Suns. But anyways, it's been announced Jaylen Brown is out for the rest of the season with a torn, was it metatarsal?
What was it? Like something in his hand? Or
a torn ligament?
Ligament somewhere, yeah.
I just had this pulled up. Anyways, he's out for the rest of the season. It's nothing too serious. He'll be back. But what I wanted to talk about was just the Celtics as a whole. I mean, it's been a rough season. Despite Jaylen Brown maybe winning most improved, despite Jason Tatum looking really good, the rest of the team is pretty poor. So just like, what is you guys' thoughts on the overall state of the team? Should they make any moves this summer, or is this just one of those situations where a star got hurt, we just retool for next year? You know what I'm saying? Chris, what are you thinking?
Time to move on from Brad Stevens.
Brad Stevens?
Yeah, that's what I think. Either that or you're going – actually, no. I think it's time to move on from Brad Stevens. I think they need a coach that's going to kind of take them to the next level. I feel like when you look at, like, young players and certain teams when they elevate, there are certain teams that take them to each stage. And I feel like Brad Stevens has done all he can for this team personally. And I think it's time for them to move in a new direction, if that makes sense.
What do you think, Christian? You think you want this Brad Stevens needs to get out of here train, or?
No, I mean, not necessarily. I mean, I understand that the Celtics seem like the last couple of years, they always have run to something severely going on when it comes to injuries or, you know, one of their main players being out for a significant amount of time. But this year has been a lot of injuries for them, for a lot of teams. But for them specifically, with Jaylen Brown and, it's just been a lot of inconsistency. I think they have the talent. I think Jaylen Brown and Tatum, of course, are the 2 pieces that you're going to have to build around. I know Kemba Walker, I believe, is a free agent coming up. Is he?
Is he? I'll check while you.
I think so. Kemba Walker, I believe, might be a free agent coming up. It's either next year or the year after, so 1 or 2 years. But I'm pretty sure. I'm
about to say that nigga doing. No, he just talking.
No,
it's 2024.
Oh, I lied.
You got to get him out of there.
My bad. But Kemba, I think Kemba's one of those pieces, though. Like, I like Kemba. He's he's a good point guard. But I think Boston, what they're missing is someone who's going to be a dog of a point guard, like not even a dog, just someone that's going to be more of a facilitator. I'm not saying that Kemba's not that, but Kemba also has a lot of aggression too, and where he wants to score the ball, things of that sort. But also they missing the big man. That's big for Boston because they're not as physical of a team. So I feel like if they go into the offseason and they look for that physical big guy that can come in, I don't know who can play both sides, offense and defense, I think Boston will be fine. Boston has too much talent for them to for them to be a 6-7 seed in the East, And also in the bubble, they showed last year that they had spurts of, beating whoever in the East. They did. They showed that they have the talent. So I would give Stevens another year and see how it goes. Just get everybody to regroup, get healthy and see how next year go. And like I said, make a move or two. And Danny Ainge will make a move. He's always aggressive. All his moves don't follow through. They don't follow through, but he's aggressive. He tries to get things done, but he just hasn't done it in the last couple years or so. What's up?
He's aggressive to a certain degree, but he's aggressive in pursuit, but he is not aggressive when it comes to pulling the trigger, bro. He's not.
Yeah, that's my biggest problem with him.
But when it comes to Danny Ainge and Brad Stevens, I think realistically, it's more realistic to, move off of Brad Stevens than it is Danny Ainge personally.
Yeah, Ainge ain't going nowhere.
And also, it's like when I look at this talent, like you said, they're way too talented to be a 6 seed. So that's not the GM as much as it is the coaching in this instance to me.
Yeah, I feel like just on the Danny Ainge thing real quick. Like personally, I think he has to go. Like ever since he's been there, it's been like this whole thing of like accumulating assets. Well, at least after the Big Three thing, right? Because he was the guy that did the trade for Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen, right? Was that Danny Ainge?
I think.
So like that whole situation bought him a lot of like, I don't know, grace, or it's kind of like, nobody challenges what he wants to do because he pulled off that miraculous deal. And then he went ahead to fleece the Brooklyn Nets, which that deal should have been illegal. And it is illegal to do what they did, all those first-round consecutive picks. But ever since then, accumulating all those assets and being able to, flip them and extend those assets for future years, he never does anything with it. Like there's a chance for him to get Jimmy Butler, didn't want to do it. He could have got Paul George, didn't want to do it. Could have got Kawhi Leonard after already having Brown and Tatum. They still had enough assets to because you got to think, look, Toronto just traded DeMar DeRozan, all the young guys, and a bunch of future first-round picks, right? Mm-hmm. Excuse me. At that time, Boston had a ton of future first-round picks. They had Memphis's first-round pick, who was a bad team. A whole bunch of stuff. And they still had Gordon Hayward, Kemba Walker. They had, big money contracts to make the money work. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could have made a deal and kept Brown and Tatum and still got Kawhi. Not to say that was the right deal, but I just want to highlight, they had assets.
They still had Kyrie at the time?
I think it was either Kyrie or Kemba. Either way, they had a point guard who they could have flipped.
I feel like, so what was that? That was, 2 years ago? So that was...
Yeah. That was Kyrie.
That was Kyrie's first year.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I would get on him as much for that one, just because I know Gordon got hurt, and obviously Tatum and Brown hadn't developed yet. I wouldn't get.
Okay. I get what you're saying in terms of that one, but it's more so just to a pattern.
They could have had James Harden too.
Exactly. And and even if you wanted, my whole thing with the whole Kawhi thing was there was opportunities, whether it be Kawhi or somebody else, for them to get another star caliber player without trading their two young guys, Brown and Tatum. Right. Personally, I would have traded one of them for Anthony Davis. I don't care. Because what's the point of having these guys if they're not going to win anything? You can trade Brown and get Anthony Davis. I remember that was the thing.
We keep saying that, but that I don't think that pairing would have done anything. Anthony Davis needs an alpha number, a true number one, and we didn't know that's what they were going to be at the time. We didn't.
Nah, bro. There was a whole thing.
Tatum and Anthony Davis doesn't, that's cool to me.
But anyways, not to belabor on that, I just think Danny Ainge is somebody who has never pulled the trigger and has never made that one move to put his nuts on the table, his job on the line, his name on the line, his reputation to make something happen. It's just played it safe ever since that trade, bro. And just watch the assets diminish. They have no more assets left. And the cupboard is dry.
That's fair, but the big reason why I'm sticking with Danny Ainge, especially over Brad Stevens, is because the players are still young. The stars are young players. They're gonna get.
They have two young players. Who are these other young players?
Bro, the cornerstones are young. What are you talking about? The two main guys, the two stars, are young. That's all you need. If they're going to
they're not a young team.
Okay, Shaq. I'm talking about the niggas that fucking matter. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are young players, are they not?
All right, so
yay or nay? They're young.
They are.
Okay.
They are.
So I agree with you about retooling. We just disagree on how to do it. I think you need to go in a different coaching direction thing, and you're saying you need to go into a different managing position. I think it's coaching more. So.
Okay. Before we move on from this,
no response to that. Okay.
No, because I think they need to rebuild. Like now, obviously, I'm doing more of a drastic one because I think that like I don't trust Danny Ainge to do anything that's going to like push the needle. He's going to do things on the margins. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they've been doing for this whole time. And next thing you're going to look up, Tatum's going to be 28 years old. All we've been doing is trading on the margins. You know what I'm saying? Like, when are we going to make a trade? It might mean trading Jaylen Brown for something bigger. You know what I mean? Like, who cares? That's the problem I have with the Sixers. It's like the Sixers, but they have an excuse to the aspect of like, you know, Simmons or Embiid always hurt. So they never really got to see it all the way panned out. Mm-hmm. But like with them, this summer, if it doesn't work, they need to trade Ben Simmons. Like, stop holding on to it. Like,
I've been saying that.
But anyways, so this summer, I'm gonna go around the horn. Just what would you do if you were in a position of, you know, making the decision for the Celtics? Huh?
Lonzo Ball.
All right.
What was the question?
This summer, if you're the Celtics, do you keep it pat, run it back, or do you make a move? And if you make a move, it's like, what do you like? What's your aim? Are you trying to bring another star in around those guys, or are you just trying to rebuild the whole team around?
What's the
perfect player that they can get, but he ain't gonna opt out. He have a player option. It's Chris, but he ain't going nowhere. But that he would be perfect. Yes.
Yeah.
Chris Paul has a player option. His player option is about $44 or $45 million. That's just one of those, like, why the hell would I opt out of that?
No, so much money.
Do the Celtics have cap space? Is what I'm saying.
They can sign him. They can't sign anything else.
You said they can sign who? Chris Paul?
Because they can go into the luxury tax or whatever they need to do. He's their player.
Chris is absolutely not opting out.
You know,
he's the one that he's the reason that they can make that much money because he's a part of the players' union. He was the president when they negotiated those terms. So he would look crazy as fuck for like going so hard to be able to make this much money and then to opt out of it. That's just a bad look. Like, he's not doing that.
Also,
he's not doing it.
If he outside, he's not going to Boston.
No. And Phoenix also has a really good. Phoenix is going to be really good. I mean, they're good now, but next year they're going to be really good.
All right, so you kind of just answered that. So basically, Chris, or always. It's Christian and Chris. It's just too much. Anyways, so Christian, basically, you're saying that you would go and just try to get another piece to like compete with what you have.
Yeah, I'll try to get another piece. I haven't, like I said, I haven't looked into, you know, who's free agencies, who's free agents, things of that sort for real. Just a few players, but like I said, they have enough talent to say, okay, this is our building blocks. Which is Tatum and Brown, of course. You know, I mean, I can understand why some people say, hey, well, if you trade Brown, you can get this person, that person back. Potentially you could. Jaylen Brown's a star. But when I look at that team, you know, I said they're both young. Those are two pieces where you say, hey, we're solidified there. I think it's really more of them having that big facilitator at the point guard position and also having a solid big man. That's what they missing. And defense, Boston defense sucks. They suck.
Yeah.
They defense suck and they're not physical, especially inside. People bully them. You know, so it's like, hey, if you can, you know, you don't have to have a superstar or anything like that, but if you can get a few pieces in, you know, come back and regroup, get a few pieces, someone that's going to come in, that's going to play hard as hell on offensive and defense side, that's going to, you protect the paint. I think that they'll be fine. That's what they missing. But like I said, too, Kemba, I like Kemba. Kemba's a good, you know, he's a good point guard. But if they had someone that was more of a facilitator, that is a person that's looking for 10, 11, 12, 13 assists a game, you know, that will work for them as well. They have scores. You know, so they don't need a scoring point guard. You know, that's how I look at Boston.
I feel like the person, excuse me, the person that we're talking about to me is not really readily available. You're looking for like a pass first point guard, that can be an elite playmaker, and then you're looking for like an elite big that can defend those.
They had that opportunity.
Yeah,
the Gordon Hayward for Miles Turner trade that they turned down, which is crazy.
I mean, you're not even bullish on Miles Turner. So I mean,
I'm not, but like he literally had a career year this year. Like he's literally like top 5 defensive metrics, which is crazy. I've always thought he's kind of a bad defender, but the blocks actually meant something this year. He's actually rotating, doing all big man duties, and it's better than Tristan Thompson. Like I don't like Miles Turner that much, but nobody can argue that he's a quality big man. You know what I mean? That can hit threes and block shots, leads league in blocks. Like. All you had to do is go Gordon Hayward. You would have took on some more cap money, but it's just like things like that, bro. It's like, all right, I don't know, because I agree with Christian, bro. They do need a big man and a point guard. Kemba Walker is obviously not it. Kemba needs to be on a team where he's like old man third option, like Chris Paul. You know what I'm saying? Like right on this team, he's like coming down the court dribbling too much. He takes the ball out of Tatum and Brown's hands, and he's ISOing too. They have 3 dudes that want to ISO for what?
Yeah,
for what? So, I mean, Lonzo, did you mention Lonzo, Chris?
I did.
That would be cool. It does bother me that Lonzo doesn't like run pick and roll and stuff, though.
I mean, here's what I say. I don't think it's because of lack. Like he really, I don't think he's really been put in the same position. Like he plays on the Pelicans, Zion. Brandon definitely
sucks at it.
And then they basically says Zion be point. Like
Lonzo sucks at pick and roll and stuff.
Yeah.
He's a shooting guard, but I think on the Celtics it will work because they have guys that want the ball already.
But I'm saying, tell me why in the past he struggled with it.
Because he has no wiggle on his handle. It's real basic. He dribbles straight up.
But is that it? That's not the only reason.
It's okay. I think it's 3 reasons. The biggest reason is the fact he has no jump shot.
His shooting was terrible. I definitely played a reason.
And it's still bad off the dribble. He's a good spot-up shooter now, for sure.
His off the dribble is decent too now. I'll tell you.
Is it? Okay. It was that, but it's also the fact that have you ever seen Lonzo pull up like at the elbow, mid-range, or anything like that?
It's decent. I'm trying to
not.
He has improved greatly this year.
He has a lot this year.
Yeah, he's improved.
Even last year, he made strides, and in the bubble, like made everybody's opinion go back to what it was because he had a terrible bubble. But
I'm saying to you, Chris,
the whole Pelicans team had a terrible bubble.
All I'm saying to you is in today's NBA, where most teams run pick and roll like 80% of the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
The point guard position is the one position on the court where it's like pick and roll. I know for a fact I can get a mid-range pull up if it's like 5 seconds less on the clock. Or like, you know what I mean? Like every point guard that runs pick and roll, their mid-range game isn't like, oh, it's pretty good. It's like, no, that's automatic. You know what I'm saying? Any starting level point guard, that's how you got to the NBA. Like that's your one opportunity to score. Because most of them can't finish in the paint like Kyrie Irving. Not all of them are like deep range shooters like Dame. But every last one of them has a mid-range pull-up.
Plenty of the guys that were starting point guards that I can pull up that didn't have a mid-range that were
in the game right now. The Mike Conleys, the Drew Holidays, the Kyle Lowrys,
Eric Bledsoe,
all of them.
Eric's mid-range is nice. It's not elite like that. It ain't.
It's better than Lonzo's. Like you've seen him do that. He got 30 points off the Lakers like a year ago off the pull-ups.
Lakers be giving. Listen, they be letting niggas have career nights.
All right, anyways, we go down this wormhole. All right, good luck to the Celtics. That's what y'all get. I hate y'all anyways, whatever. I'm joking. Jaylen Brown has actually been hooping. I've been a big Jaylen Brown fan since he's in college. Like I've been on this whole Brown better than Tatum train, but whatever.
Yeah, it's probably Celt this year, but you know, he's still a star.
No, he's nice, bro. He's the next Jimmy Butler, but he's gonna be better than Jimmy Butler. All right, so let's get to our major topics. Of course, we've been talking a lot about the Lakers and the Bucks and all that kind of stuff. But there's some playoff teams we haven't shown too much love, you know. It's brought to my attention that we basically never talk about the Knicks. So we're going to go ahead and do that today, you know. Not just Julius Randle, you know, the Knicks as a whole. Tom Thibodeau, the guy I thought was a terrible signing in the offseason. I mean.
I said it was going to be a good signing.
You did.
I said
I kind of felt
I said they was gonna make the playoffs. I said that too. Hey, pull my receipts up, dog. Pull my receipts up. That's just crazy. All right.
So since you the Knicks whisper and everything, what have you been seeing, bro? Like, what's going on?
All right, so it starts with 2 things, to be quite honest with you. It starts with 2 things. One, Tom Thibodeau's philosophy of playing hard on defense, and overachieve. That's one. 2, it comes down to Julius Randle putting in as much work as he did over the summer and getting a good opportunity with a team that's decently constructed, albeit with a couple of journeymen, is decently constructed, especially defensively, to me. And then, I mean, you got guys that, like I said, like the journeymen that are coming in that I don't want to say that people kind of forgot about them or shunned them, but it's just like a nice collection of like vets that came together that are playing really well. Reggie Bullock, Derrick Rose. Also, RJ Barrett definitely took a nice leap forward to me. Like, I feel like it's crazy. I looked at this team the other day. I feel like it's going to be one of those things where we might look back in a couple of years and be like, damn, that was a solid young team. They had a young Julius Randle, a young RJ Barrett. They had D Rose hooping. That was a decent team.
All right, you can calm down with this whole.
I'm saying, listen, Julius Randle, what he's doing is very sustainable. Like, it looks like he's going to be an all-star for a couple, like a perennial all-star. Like, there's nothing that I see that he can't do for years to come, and that he won't continue to get better. Because like you even said, like Julius plays very hard. Like, you can tell like he cares about the game, cares about the craft, treats every possession like it matters. Like, that type of player is a good bet to continue to refine and get better in his game. You know what I'm saying? And with him at the lead, with him at the lead of the team, with Tom Thibodeau, I expect their young players to get better. I'm not saying they're going to win a championship or anything like that, but they can be, a playoff team for a multitude of years.
No, yeah, I think you're right with the whole Julius Randle thing, especially like the 24 and 10, 6 assists he's put up this year. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he's gonna put up like that exact stat line because like
he can
this year
definitely
he's shooting
22 to 24 and 8 to 10 for like the next couple of years easily. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that's like the only major thing that I think will regress is the 3-point shooting because he's shooting 41% from three. Hey. And it's not like he's shooting 41% on just like spotting up. Like this man is literally balling his hands, step backs, all kinds of
ISOs. No, he's hooping.
Yeah, that's not gonna continue. But we'll see. You never know. You don't say that.
41, bro. 41 is
high
on. But I'm saying he has decent volume. So he at this point I expect it to be like high 30s at this point.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying 41%. I think he's shooting out of his mind. But I think as the team progresses, they'll be able to put more talent around him, so he's not shooting as many bad threes. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So also too, I think he'll like how old is he? 26?
25 or 26, yeah.
I would like to see Julius Randle improve more of his high post, low post area game. Because he obviously has a lot of game off the dribble. Like, they run like pick and rolls and stuff for him, which is kind of crazy because he's a big. But
they do give it to him on the post though, sometimes.
They do, but I think his game around on the post, especially the low post, revolves around just like power. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And he has a lot of touch, bro. Like, he can really put together a lot of combos and stuff. I think they would just like clear up. It would ease up everything for everybody else, I think, at times. Because like it's nice to be able to have a guy you can just dump it down to on the block and he can just draw doubles, kick it out. You know what I mean? Just diversify. Because right now, when I watch the Knicks, their offense slows down when it's Julius Randle at the top of the key. He's running out of options. Kind of like Giannis, you know what I mean?
But he gets buckets, though. That's the thing.
He does, but they're literally watching him get buckets. I know you've seen this.
No, I see it, but what I'm saying is what might be a detriment in the regular season, in the playoffs is going to come in handy because they play scrappy defense. The game's going to slow down. And right now he's really proving that he can get elite, like top-notch buckets in the half court. Like, that's going to be important, especially like going forward if they can actually put if they can pair him with another superstar. And I notice I said another because this year Julius Randle is a superstar. This year, there's no way around it.
And an MVP candidate.
He's first team All NBA. There's no besides Giannis, and I'm including health with this. I don't know if they do that when they decide the NBA teams, but including health, Giannis is literally the only forward that's had a better season.
What's Kawhi?
Kawhi's missed like 20 plus games, and Kawhi's averaging like 25, 6 and 5 on like high 40s, I think high 30s, and like 80% from free throw line. But it's not better than Julius, bro. Like,
Julius is definitely a big shout for first team for sure.
They'll probably give it to KD, but KD don't deserve it. KD's only played, like 20.
He's looping now.
He's looping for sure. But also it's also kind of like the whole net. The real quick, the Nets trio, their stats are so inflated because they ain't played together a lot. Like James Harden is not going to be averaging on 25, 10, and 8 playing with all three guys consecutively, and Kyrie's not going to be averaging like 28 playing with those other two. Like,
Bro, before we go into this whole more about the Knicks, I did want to address that, bro. When I watch TV and I was like, that was James Harden. I'm like, you don't add James Harden to 120 points.
Exactly. That's not how it works at all.
Right.
No, but they love saying that. They're like, they be like, they lost and they missing like 30 points. That's not how it works, dog.
And it's like James Harden is not going to get down there and block shots. He's not going to fix your defense in the paint. Anyways, where we go? All right, so the Knicks, Christian, have you been watching any of them? Have you caught any games?
Yeah, I've been watching some of the Knicks. I'm gonna be watching them here in about an hour and a half or so. It's the squad. But Chris hit on everything. Julius Randle, he's been playing his ass off. Just playing hard. He's a different animal, a different beast. And like Chris said, you can tell he put in that work in that offseason. I know it's been multiple like stories and articles and stuff just talking about his offseason regimen and what he was doing and stuff. He basically had the mama mentality. He said, I'm going on go. And Tom Thibodeau ended up being his first year, but first year looks, hey, A+. That's what he gets right now, because them boys is playing hard. Like Chris said, they playing hard for him. They young with a good mix of veterans in there, and they playing defense. Them boys play defense. So them boys play defense. I seen on Twitter people going, LeBron ain't want to come back against the Knicks because they ain't want that ain't a good team to go back to his first game because he's gonna be playing against a solid defense. So he'll be back tomorrow. But that's we talk about that later. But Knicks have a very solid defense. Shock, like I said, you made a good point. Sometimes they can look stagnant when it's like, hey, Randle, give the ball to Julius and they're just stuck. RJ Barrett has had a good year. Yes, very, very much so growth. He has had a good year. Yeah.
How so? Why
do you say fluky?
Bro, come on. He's shooting 40% from three. Now, granted, he has improved his shooting, but look, that's been his biggest knock his entire life. So he's not about to go from shooting 32% to 40% in 1 year, bro.
Well, I mean, that and they also talked about, how he like his separation, like he was just going through people in college and he wasn't really like
But his separation is still bad, dude. Like, I'm watching dribble.
That's what I'm saying. Like nothing's changed. Like his athleticism and shit has not changed. But he's taken a leap to like get his in his own.
The difference is, Chris.
Tell me.
The difference is they have this guy, this fucking monster on the court who literally draws attention. So because last year RJ was out there shooting shots like a star. Like he was trying to get open. Like, you know what I mean? Like he was the bucket getter on the team.
Yeah, and now he's getting open. Kevin Knox doing the same.
Kevin Knox is so. Anyways,
I know, man. I thought that was going to be a great pick when they drafted him.
He looks like a Hoover, but he's just not a Hoover.
So I think the Knicks. I mean, I'm excited. The NBA. I even told Chris this last week or so. The NBA is better when the Knicks are good. Everyone knows that, man. They're a large market. It's Madison Square Garden. Even this past last offseason when Kevin Durant was a free agent, I was like, Kevin, go to the Knicks, man. You know what? I won't hate your ass as bad if you go to the Knicks. Like, do something in New York. Do something for the Knicks.
He didn't want to.
He didn't want that pressure. He didn't want that shit. But this is a building block for New York. This is a great start for them because they can go into next offseason and say, hey, we've had bad luck the last 5 years trying to recruit guys to even come here and play for us. Now they see that, hey, Knicks, they finishing, fourth in the East. They playing hard. Tom Thibodeau seems like he got everything going on. Regardless what the case is, I feel like this can be the offseason where they go in and could get that one guy, or the two guys or whatever that can come in and just build off of what they're doing now. So I'm just excited to see see them come, next year. But I just hope they keep it up. I really think that they will get past Atlanta.
Oh no, for sure. I got the Knicks over Atlanta, and New York's gonna go crazy when they win the playoffs.
Yes, it will, man.
Here's my thing, bro. Here's one thing.
Go ahead.
Let's be honest, bro. The team around Julius is case. The team is still sucks.
It's not the best, but
it's not the best.
But here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say. This is the point I was gonna make before we moved on, and this is really about Derrick Rose. When I watch Derrick Rose, especially like the game, like when he has good games, like when he had the good game against the Clippers at like 25 and like 8.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the game. Watch all the buggies he got, all the assists, the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
There's absolutely no reason that he can't do that every game. Seriously, it's not like I think he shot 10 for 18 I mean, it's over 50%, but it's not going crazy. Like, there's no reason why Derrick Rose can't be close to what he was, at least off of impact. He still has the talent. He definitely he doesn't have like that. Like he doesn't have like the quickest first step ever that I've ever seen before, but he's still a leap first step right now. And
MVP Rose? I don't know. That's not what you're saying, is you?
I'm saying Derrick Rose can give you like 18 to 20 and like 5 to 8 assists a night right now. I don't know if like maybe if he needs to be inserted to the starting lineup. I'm not suggesting that they shake anything up, but what I'm saying is what I see from Derrick Rose, like how he's playing, I don't see why he can't do that consistently.
No, he can't.
And I'm not saying like he's having a good season, but I'm saying like I think he can do more. I think he can really do more.
I think Derrick Rose is perfect in that 6-man role, bro. That's a good way to ride out the rest of his career.
Yeah, me too. Yep, me too.
Okay, and that's fair. And maybe I'm getting nostalgic, but I'm just saying, bro. When I watch him recently, the way he's like when he goes off, there's nothing that you see like, damn, he's having he's going off. Like he's just doing shit that he can always do. He's getting past on opportunistic drives because most people still can't stay in front of him. He's just making his tough layups that he's always made. Even when he had his down seasons, he was still making those good finish layups, those reverses, and his 3-point shot is greatly improved from recent years or past years. I don't know.
I mean, he's playing 27 minutes per game with the Knicks this year, in his limited games with them. But
no, the reason he's having a good season. Oh yeah, he's having a good season.
The reason I don't think that you want to start him, obviously he can start, right? Especially on teams that aren't playoff teams. On all of them, he would be a starter pretty much if they don't already have a point guard. But in terms of a good team, Derrick Rose is super ball dominant. That'd be the only thing. So it's if you're a playoff team or a contending team, chances are you already have your star, right? You need complementary pieces. So just him coming off the bench, it simplifies the game for Derrick Rose. You don't have to tell him to think about getting so-and-so involved or whatever. It's I come in the game to make stuff happen. You know what I mean? To make plays.
But it's also he definitely plays with Randle. And
he plays the right way with people around him. But when Derrick Rose is in the game, bro, it's give him the ball and let him make defenses collapse. Let him make the action to everybody else, open. That's what he's best at. You know what I mean? Having the ball in his hands, running high pick and roll and getting to the basket.
And like you said, they were running pick and roll with Julius Randle. I don't know.
It's nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
But no, bro, don't let him off the bench. Also, too, bro, let him play his big minutes some nights. Some nights he doesn't play big minutes because he got manage his knees and all that, bro. He's playing good. Let's keep it going. Don't burn it out because you want to play him 2 weeks straight. Start.
That's fair. That's fine. Fuck it. Let Elfrid Payton go and bring Lonzo to New York.
All right. The thing is, the Knicks, bro, they're gonna suck, right? Because look, this whole season, bro, it's been kind of a fluke season. A lot of teams kind of suck in the East. The East is really bad this year. My whole theory is that the Knicks got a great coach in there for making a bunch of average dudes who want to play the right way win games. Because Tom is gonna make you play hard. It's going to let you junk up games to beat the other team. It's not going to be pretty, but you're going to get wins. But if you look at their team, bro, they rely way too much on these old dudes and irrelevant kind of role players.
Veterans.
Yeah. Well, you're saying that, but I mean, you also got to look at the statistics itself too. We just talked about their defense. Look at their defensive efficiency. Of course you can coach that, but you also got to have those players. They playing hard, bro. And not saying that.
I'm going to stop the
Also, I would be careful with this shot because we said this because although teams are different, personnel is very different. We kind of said the same thing about the Grizzlies last year about how we thought they were going to take a massive step back because they don't have this great personnel team and they got bet.
So different. That's so different.
How so? So, for instance, right now, they're leading. I'm pretty sure their leading scorer or their second leading scorer is Valanciunas. He's having his career year. No one would have gotten that. He is hooping for them right now. He's a big reason.
You know why it's different?
Why?
The Grizzlies' whole team is a bunch of 26 and under dudes. Except for Jonas is 29.
Jonas is definitely 30.
30, whatever. You look at the Knicks, bro. All right, look at the minutes. Let's see minutes played. Who's leading it? So Reggie Bullock is the third highest minutes played, 29. Mitchell Robinson gets a lot of minutes. What's up with Mitchell Robinson this year?
He got a foot injury.
Okay.
Defense is going to be even better if and when he comes back.
All right, so you got guys like Nerlens, Elfrid Payton, Taj Gibson.
Those are young guys. Well, not Taj, but Elfrid Payton is definitely still 20-something. Elfrid Payton's 27.
They're both 26, I guess. Alec Burks is 29.
You just said that they're all 20. So your point is debunked.
No, I'm saying is on the other team, bro. Like John Morant is 20 years old. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm not. And obviously they're not the same level. I'm not saying this, but RJ Barrett, 21 years old. I'm just saying. Julius Randle.
Okay, my thing is, all right. The only thing I was trying to say is this summer, bro, if they want to continue to just keep going, they need to make major moves.
Yeah,
they definitely got to make more moves. But they have a building block, and like
brand new team.
Randle, this isn't his.
Elfrid Payton has to go. Elfrid Payton cannot be your starting point guard.
Yeah.
He has to go.
Yeah, they definitely got to get a point in here.
Even if you have Julius Randle running the point forward and RJ handling the ball a lot too, you still Elfrid Payton is not.
No, that's because they need it. That doesn't mean Julius Randle should be running point. It's because it's not a necessity. Like I would like that kind of person.
But Lonzo, I feel like fits nicely for the team.
And they can afford it, bro. Look, they need to trade, release everybody, not name Julius or RJ. They all got to go. This year was purely an audition year, so you can see the Knicks can win games and they can be fun. If you win a couple games, the fans are going to go crazy. MVP Randle chants, like it's going to be a fun place to play. Go ahead and entice some guys, retool it. That's how
I feel it. I think Randle's going to get even better.
Let Frank walk finally, please.
You said what?
Let Frank walk finally, please.
No, man, bro, they ruined his career.
Oh, no, don't say that. You was high on Frank for a while.
I said they ruined his career. Bro, he doesn't have to be a starting point guard. I've already given up on that. But the fact that they have played him and he's telling me he's like atrocious lineup, there's no shooting, and he can't shoot either. It's just like, what do you expect? Dante Exum's another one. They ruined his career. It was like, all right. That happens every year, bro. Marshawn Brooks. I'll never forget that as a child. I thought he was going to be the truth.
He was the truth, and then all of a sudden he's out of the league.
A.B. Johnson, we're going to have to fight.
Drew was also a bucket that disappeared from the Knicks.
I'm not excited. Anyways,
he was a bucket. There's no way around it. Bucket.
Jazz and the Suns. Let's go ahead and go out to the West, top of the West. I know we never talk about these guys at the top. Who played last night? It was the Jazz versus the Warriors, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, they have no Donovan Mitchell, no Mike Conley.
Yeah, no one.
Care about that.
As a Lakers fan, Christian, do you have any fear? Let's start with the Jazz. Did the Jazz put any fear in your heart? Or are they kind of the same old Jazz, which is a bunch of wins this year?
Utah is a good team, man, but you know what I'm gonna say, man. With a healthy LeBron and a healthy AD, I don't think no one in the West is beating the Lakers in the series. That's just being real. Would I say which one I would match up? Which one I would want to match up to if I was the Lakers? I think I would want to match up with Phoenix than over Utah. I really do believe that, especially after seeing I like the matchups. I like how Lakers match up against Phoenix. I do think Utah will finish the 1 seed. And if they do finish the 1 seed, they have a pretty good matchups. Like they won't have to face the Lakers, Phoenix.
Are you sure?
I was about to say, yeah, are you sure?
No, I'm talking about until the Western Conference Finals.
I was saying, sure?
That's what I'm saying. Are you sure we can lose? Lakers can lose a play-in game, and then we'll be the 8th seed, the 8th seed.
No, I think the Lakers will finish.
No.
I don't. To be honest with you, I don't think the Lakers are going to play in the play-in.
Really?
I don't. Yeah, I don't.
You think the Blazers are going to blow it?
I think the Blazers will. I think when I look at the Blazers' schedule, the Blazers have a tough schedule. That's they finishing out this week. The Lakers tonight play the New York Knicks. They have LeBron's not playing tonight. This is a game that can go either way. If New York wins, the Lakers are still in an okay position, just because all they would have to do is win out. But Portland also would have to lose out. But Portland plays Utah tomorrow at Utah. They play
Phoenix,
Jazz,
and
Phoenix, and Denver. Those are 3 tough games, and all of them are still playing for seeding. Utah is trying to solidify the number 1 seed, so they're going to play tomorrow. They're going to play their guys. I expect Mitchell to be back here soon. Phoenix, same thing. You know, they're going to play that second game as well. The last game with Denver, that one might be one that they could potentially win if seeding is already kind of like formed. And, you know, Denver can say, all right, East back. But how I'm looking at it, I think the Lakers have a good chance of getting the 6th seed. But if that happens, they will match up. I feel like they'll match, you know, that's not what I would prefer. Like I said in the group message, I wouldn't want them to face Clippers in the first round as a 6th seed. So like I said, the Lakers, they play this funny game, especially LeBron teams. Not saying that they're going to intentionally lose, but it won't surprise nobody if tonight, like they lose by 15 in New York, and they like, oh, there they go playing this and that, and they're like, okay, cool. But it's one more game that they would have to drop to make sure that they stay at the 7th seed. Like I said, they play Houston on Wednesday. They got Indiana and they got Pelicans. So
you can't lose to Houston even if you try.
Yeah, you can't listen. Yeah, you ain't losing to Houston. So
the Bucks found a way.
Yeah,
but Kevin Porter's out too now.
Yeah.
True.
So
the whole team's out. John Wall, Porter, Wood, they all out.
Yeah. So I think Utah finished 1 and Phoenix finished 2, and then Clippers 3. So I think right now where it's set, I think that's how it finishes up on top.
The question was, are they a threat?
Are they what?
The question was, are they a threat? Do you take them seriously?
No, I don't take. No, I already said no. I said when Anthony Davis and LeBron James are healthy, no. I'm not saying.
You're talking about a bunch of people.
If we're talking about a 7-game series against Utah, they might get 2.
I'll say this: Phoenix is definitely, to Christian's point, a better matchup for the Lakers.
They're a better matchup
because they can potentially sweep Phoenix. The Lakers.
They could.
I don't see them sweeping.
But I think
they won't finish. They won't sweep Utah, but they can definitely win in 6 or 5. I mean, 5 or 6. You know, definitely. But I don't think they'll sweep them.
I've kind of backed off on my Utah Jazz hate. I know early in the season I was really on them, calling them pretenders and shit like that. But no, like for real, I think I might have backed off on it. If they get Donovan Mitchell and Conley back, listen, Bogdan,
that's what it is.
Bogdan
showed me something.
Yes,
they didn't have him last year. They didn't have him last year.
They can shoot.
Here's the thing, last year
they can shoot.
They didn't have him. Yeah.
He was going off last year, right before he got hurt. Like he was doing the same thing.
I didn't know he was. I must have not known, but no, he's nice.
Bro, maybe he's going to get LeBron. I told you that on the last spot.
He's nice.
He's going LeBron's head that year.
You went crazy. You said he went head to head. That's a lie.
He did.
He did. LeBron's averaging like 35, and Bogdan was averaging like 20. It's good. It was not head to head. Relax.
Anyways, he's solid though.
He's very solid, and I feel like the way they if they come back and they play the right way, I feel like
Clarkson.
They can make noise. You said what?
Jordan Clarkson is better than
Jordan Clarkson, Ingles, Bogdan, Donovan Mitchell.
Utah is a jail team. They're very jailed, so they play very well together. When you watch them, you like, damn, they move the ball well. They have a great offense. They can shoot the ball. You know, like I say that, that's the reason why I'm like, damn, I wouldn't want to, I'd rather see Phoenix over Utah because they're very jailed. Their chemistry is very good. Even though Donovan Mitchell, he's going to be hurt. He's still going to get his feet wet when he come back and shit like that. But Bogdanovich can shoot. You got Ingles. You got Clarkson who's going to go off. Donovan's going to get his. Gobert's going to grab boards. Like, they're a good team, and they've been having this team for a while. So
no, they haven't really been having this team for a while. That's the thing. Bogdan was hurt last year in the playoffs. They had him before, and then they didn't have Clarkson until recent years. And they're all
Clarkson's been there for 2 years now.
I'm saying 3 years. Who?
Clarkson been there for 2. Is it 2? He was there last year.
Just a second.
I said recent.
Yeah,
year.
it's just
They finished.
Yeah, second year.
But nah. Are you ready to say, Chris?
Go ahead.
My bad.
No, you got it.
Yeah, go ahead. So who you said? So who do you think is the biggest threat? You said Utah as well, Shot?
Oh, definitely Utah. Like they have a net rating of 9.
Yeah.
The next closest is the Clippers at 6. Like Utah, not only is their offense better than what you guys are saying, they still have an elite defense. Like, really true. And for sure, the Lakers matchup, the one thing Lakers have to help them get through the West, especially, is the fact they're going to be able to beat teams up. Like, I get it. Portland has a couple big guys, whatever. Clippers have Zubac in them. But the Lakers have stars or, high money guys in those positions. Those aren't role players for their bigs. So I'm saying, they're going to be able to take advantage of most teams' bigs not named Jokic. The Jazz is gonna be able to neutralize Andre Drummond. You know what I mean? Like that's made for Gobert. Like that's a matchup you can actually stay on the court. You know what I'm saying? And then you look at like all their guards. Like I don't think Donovan Mitchell's a great defensive point guard. It's same thing with Michael Conley. But the Lakers guards are not very dynamic guards. You know what I mean? So this is a matchup. The Lakers gonna be able to. I mean, the Jazz will be able to guard pretty tight. And then Royce O'Neal and LeBron, like I get it. LeBron is LeBron. There's never really a great matchup for LeBron, but I like Royce O'Neal guarding LeBron more than I like Mikal Bridges guarding LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just a bigger dude. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
what? So how? So
I don't know.
How does Utah beat the Lakers in the series, or can they beat the Lakers in the series? What would have to happen? What would have to happen for them to win a series against Lakers without saying? I mean, because obviously LeBron has to be healthy, of course, but just saying that.
Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
I mean, to Shaq's point,
the
Lakers backcourt. To Shaq's point, the Lakers backcourt is not really going to make these guys work defensively. So
yeah.
Like they're gonna be fresh. They're not gonna be having to like really focus that hard on defenses. No one's gonna be pushing the pace to them. Like Caruso and KCP, like Conley and Mitchell are gonna be able to focus on offense. And I don't know. I feel like Donovan's already showed us that he can go off in the playoffs. So obviously for them to have a chance, he has to be
it is great. It's the fact that the Jazz can put out lineups where they have not just shooting at all positions except for center. They have guys who can put the ball on the floor. So you start putting Bogdanovich at the 4. You can put Joe Ingles at the 3 if you wanted to. You could put Conley and Mitchell in there, right? Now, every time you swing the ball, they take off the dribble. They can run pick and roll with Gobert. It's like their pathway to beat the Lakers is, or you put Clarkson in there instead of Ingles. But like the key to beat the Lakers is the fact that they can be dangerous at multiple positions and have a lot of guys give you 20 points any given night. Like you have a lot of scoring to combat the Lakers' 2 guys. That's the only way they have a shot. And everybody's really, hitting shots, contributing, and they're putting up 120 a night. The Lakers are a good defense, questionable offense to me, personally. Even with LeBron and AD, it's really dependent on LeBron like making magic every single night. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, there are nights LeBron isn't shooting well. So it's kind of like their offense isn't nuclear. It's just like average. You know what I mean?
You don't need Dennis back.
And Dennis is a lost cause, bro. Like, Dennis is a good player and everything. But, like, he's not going to put them over the top any further than they were last year. They're pretty much the same team. Like,
but without him, it's a huge blow.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, exactly. I feel like they're definitely more efficient, especially offensively when they do have Dennis. So, yeah.
No, the Jazz are still most likely going to lose just because, like, at the end of the day, LeBron and AD. But this will not be an easy series at all. Like,
6 or 7.
Yeah.
It could go 6 or 7 for sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't want it to go 7. I hope it wouldn't go 7, but yeah, definitely 6 or 7. Yep.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about these Suns, these frauds. Yeah, I mean, you're a Suns fan, so
I'm not a
what do you see in these guys again?
I like Chris Paul and I like Devin Booker. Not a Suns fan.
Two dogs.
No, for real, 2 dogs. Like,
yeah.
Who else plays for the Suns?
Mikal Bridges, Aaron Baines,
DeAndre Ayton,
Jamison Crowder, Javon.
They have a
Carter,
good team.
Derrick Dario Saric.
I don't know if y'all brought it up last week or so in y'all conversations. And I know that a lot of people have Chris Paul in their MVP, up there, but is he, if you guys, number one, we gonna talk about the MVP, aren't we?
Yeah, we will.
We are. Okay.
I
know. I think with to Shaq's point, I feel like this is what you're gonna say. I mean, they're one guy away from actually like being serious contenders. Like I think they have a puncher's chance to me because Chris Paul is the ultimate floor general, and to me, I haven't been more confident with a young player going into the playoffs than Devin Booker in my mind. Honestly, I have no quarrels, doubts, or anything in my mind about Devin Booker going into the playoffs. I think he's going to go to the playoffs and he's going to drop buckets because
I think so too.
He's an elite scorer at all 3 levels. Like he has no weakness in his game. Like, I don't think they're going to be. I think he'll be fine. I think he's going to come in and he's going to drop buckets.
And another thing he has that's an advantage to him. He knows that he's underappreciated. He uses that. He knows that people disrespect him. Devin Booker still doesn't get the respect that he really should. Man. It's crazy.
One of those people that talks about
it's really crazy.
Stats and all that. Like, bro, teams were bad, and when they weren't bad, they had injuries. But go ahead.
I think Devin Booker, bro. It's like what is he like? If he's like a superstar, like you know what I mean, one of the best top 10, 15 players in the league, then that's why I always criticize not going to the playoffs thing.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
I never was advocating him in top 10 or 15.
But that's kind of circle is his supporters kind of like talk. They talk to him about
he has that type of talent. He has that type of talent, but also like I feel like you can be a top 10 player and not be some like ultimate Hall of Fame level like floor raiser. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, Kawhi's a top 10 player. I don't think he's that big of a floor raiser, but he's a top 10 player. Like not everybody has to be like a Chris Paul, LeBron James, Russell Westbrook type of floor raiser where they just
Kawhi's like the only player you could
backpacks on.
You said Kawhi's about the only player you could have possibly named that's a top 10 player that might not be. So of course you go to Kawhi. Now name another person.
Another top 10 player that's not that.
Even AD. I mean,
AD's a great one. AD's not a great floor raiser. I'm sorry, he's not.
I think he's a better floor raiser than Devin Booker.
Oh, me too.
I mean, that's
because he's gonna play.
That's fine, but he's not like
he's gonna carry the defense. That's the one thing that's different.
That's fine. That's fine. But at the same time, Devin Booker has proven that he can be like a primary ball handler and be a good primary ball handler for a team.
Okay. My question though is, it's like last year we saw Jamal Murray and Donovan Mitchell, two younger guys.
I expect the same.
My thing with them two is like, or my question is, how much of that should we take serious in terms of it being a bubble game? And then in terms of like the Donovan Mitchell case, right? Obviously the Nuggets, if you were to pick a team to guard Donovan Mitchell, Nuggets would be pretty low on your list in terms of guys.
The defense that was being played was pretty bad. But what I will say,
on both sides, bro.
Donovan Mitchell has had good playoff performance. 30 balls in the playoffs before when he was playing.
I'm not talking about good. I'm talking about these 50 balls they were putting up.
Yeah, 40. He's had 40 before though. I mean, I get 50, but 40 is still great. You know.
So they had all time, like they had Jordan level playoff performances. Like literally.
Yeah, they did. They were going crazy.
But also they were both going crazy from three. So that supplements the points a lot.
Okay. I think when you look at Donovan Mitchell, I think Devin Booker playing like Donovan Mitchell is a real interesting thing. Like obviously Jamal Murray, out of the three, I mean he's an elite 3-point shooter, so it's kind of like he's gonna have nights where he just like lights it up. But Donovan Mitchell and Devin Booker are real just like they're not shooters per se, they're just scorers. You know what I mean?
Devin Booker is a shooter.
When I say shooter, Devin Booker's not like a dead-eye 3-point guy. Devin Booker's a guy who gets to all his spots. He's like Bradley Beal.
He literally came into the league. Bradley Beal coming into the league, they were both considered like dead-eye shooters. So that's what I'm telling you. Like that's how they were.
All right. So are you gonna tell me that coming into the league that they're a dead-eye level shooters to the level of Jamal Murray? I don't think so. Jamal, the guy with the blue arrow at Kentucky? Come on.
Cool. That's cool. But guess what? Devin Booker and Jamal Murray were both like some two highest scoring guards at Kentucky in recent years. So
Devin Booker's a mid-range killer, bro. Like if you watch Devin Booker play, bro, he's really not even out there hunting threes. Like I'm not saying
that's not the conversation. I'm not saying he's hunting threes, but you're saying like he is a shooter. He's an elite 3-point shooter.
The only point to you was that Jamal Murray gets a lot of points some nights because he'll hit 10 threes. That's 30 points.
Yeah, and then he can miss other shots. Like
so, all I was saying is that Donovan Mitchell is a good person to look at because this is a guy that's like getting to his spots. He's out there like Jamal Murray's out there fucking abusing threes.
But what I'm saying to you though is like, so Devin Booker is not like an elite shooter because he doesn't hunt for it, because he can score from every level of the court elite wise.
I'm saying he's not a shooter to the level of Jamal Murray because Jamal Murray literally comes off a screen 3 feet behind the 3-point line and let that bitch fly. You know what I'm saying? Like, and cash it. Devin Booker's not that type of shooter. Devin Booker's way more of a like, get to my spot and pull up shooter.
A better scorer.
Yes, I literally said he's a scorer.
Okay, so my bad. What's your point?
My point to you was that, like, in the playoffs, right,
Mm-hmm.
we know that he's not going to be out there spamming threes, which is how Jamal Murray got to 50 points or whatever. He's, like, abusing threes. When you watch Devin Booker play, get into a spot. So as a team like the Lakers or whatever, right, do you think that's easier to guard? I mean, I looked at Donovan Mitchell. He got his points still. Donovan Mitchell's also, like, a fucking speed demon. So he's just, like, blowing by people and stuff like that. If you're the Lakers or something like that, do you think they'll be able to guard Devin Booker better? Because, like, when I look at their team, bro, like, he's the guy scoring the points. Like, yeah, Chris Paul gives you 16. He'll probably give you 20 in the playoffs.
So
I love how we
literally just dismiss, like, these NBA players just for no reason at all. Like, I'm not picking them to win against the Lakers, but, like, you just dismiss, like, these guys that are having good seasons for absolutely no reason. Just for the simple fact that, they haven't been to the playoffs or something like that? Is that the only reason? Like, that doesn't mean
Ayton and Bridges and Crowder. I think it's reasonable to say I don't think they'll play well in the playoffs.
Ayton has literally played. I mean, not Ayton. Crowder has had good playoffs. What are you talking about? He's played well in the playoffs. He played well last year.
Crowder last year, I don't know who that guy was. The Crowder I know is good for 2 threes a game.
You see what he did? I give him instances. I don't know who that was.
Crowder on the Cavaliers, was he the same guy that played for the Heat last year?
No,
but that's not at all. Because Crowder on the Cavaliers, he had 2 stops after that. When Crowder went to the Jazz, he was money.
Yeah, he was good. He was good.
You can't. I'm not going to.
He was like this year.
Yeah, like playing with LeBron.
He was like this year.
You said what?
Crowder on the Jazz was like
he's like this year. Yeah,
Crowder on the Heat last year. That nigga's getting paid. That's okay.
But what I'm saying to you is Crowder, even on the Jazz, when they went to the playoffs, he played well. He did. He played well.
Crowder's good for hitting a couple threes and playing good defense. When you're playing, no. You're playing as this 2 seed, potentially playing the Lakers in the first round. You're gonna need more than Devin Booker giving you 25 to 30 points per night to win a game. You know what I mean? Like, you pick these guys against the Western Conference Finals. So help me understand what their pathway is to win a playoff round.
Okay, first off, let's not pretend like I did not say, and I it doesn't change the bet or nothing, but I did say I got them going to the conference finals. If they run into the Lakers, I don't know. No. Take
the Lakers out. They're playing
Portland.
I feel confident in beating every other team besides the LA teams. Every team besides the LA teams. Every team.
All right, so they're playing fucking Dallas, right? How do they?
Dallas doesn't know how to close games. Luka's too ball dominant, takes terrible shots. I'll take Chris Paul's game management over Luka. They're too Luka dominant.
How do they beat the Jazz?
Kristaps is always hurt.
How do they beat the Jazz?
I don't think Phoenix beats Utah.
I don't think Phoenix beats Utah. Oh, okay.
I don't think so.
You're lucky Jamal Murray's hurt because I don't think they could beat these guys either.
Oh, I'm lucky. They weren't beating them in the regular season.
Phoenix is a good team, but Phoenix also, of course, they contributed to the regular season. They went on that crazy winning streak because, they didn't start hot at all, So they went on this crazy winning streak. And, they got some 2 seed, but, they're a good team.
When it comes to Phoenix, I'll take Chris Paul and Devin Booker over Donovan Mitchell and Mike Conley collectively.
Also, Joe, Devin Booker shoots 34% from 3, bro. Like, he's obviously a great three-point shooter.
He's having a down year. I'm glad that you looked up the stats with no context behind it.
No. I'm saying these. I was going to give you the context. I'm like, obviously, he shoots fucking awful threes. They're not awful because he needs to shoot them. So he shoots like difficult threes. Don't get me wrong. But I look at other guys that are like shooting also. Jamal Murray shoots like crazy threes too. They shoot like around.
Jamal Murray is also getting pinpoint getting all the attention to Jokic. All of the attention.
Okay, you know what I'm saying, bro. Julius Randle shooting 40% from 3, 6 attempts.
Hey, that's a bucket right there. You talking to the wrong? Hey,
I'm just saying.
Hey, you talking about a different type of nigga up there in New York right now.
All I would say, Devin Booker's not a dead-eye three-point shooter. He's a good three-point shooter. He's a dead-eye bidder. That's where he gets his money. Let's be real. He usually gets money from the three-point line. Literally, Earl Watson had to beg him to take more threes. He talked about that on the Gilbert Arenas podcast. Good podcast. Check it out. Anyways,
name the plug.
These guys are clowns.
Okay, fine. I'll
and Monty was the coach.
But I'll concede that. But I'm still for the Jazz. I'm more confident in Chris Paul and Devin Booker than Donovan Mitchell and Mike Conley. I am. I don't think that's blasphemous to say that.
All right, well, we'll see because I mean the play-in is going to expose these guys. So we're going to play the Lakers first round for sure. I don't believe in
play-in is next week. Dang.
Speaking of play-in, all right, so
hopefully the Lakers get the 6. Hopefully the Lakers get the 6th spot.
Is there a chance to lose to the Warriors?
Who?
Lakers.
Oh, and the play-in? Yeah,
it's a chance, but I don't see.
I don't think it's a very high chance, but it's a high chance.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think
it's a chance, but not a very high chance. I give it probably like a 30.
I'm saying more like 35.
That 35 is indicative on Steph dropping 40 to 50.
Yeah, exactly. If they don't do
that, then they're gonna lose.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly Oubre's out.
Yeah,
Kelly Oubre's big. He's big.
But are we talking about the play-in just in general or just the specific
in general
play-in?
Oh no, the series
in general
question. No, the series.
Okay,
that's not even a question.
So I do think Golden State gets to the 8th seed, but
you think so?
They get to the 8th seed because they're currently the 8th seed, right? But if they lose, it depends if they win or lose. So I'm looking at it as if they play Portland and they the 8th seed, and say it's Portland ends up being the 7th seed, I think that Portland beats them. Portland moves on to become the 7th seed and play Phoenix, but Golden State plays the winner, of course, of Memphis and San Antonio, meaning they have to win 2 more games. Golden State can beat Memphis and San Antonio 2 straight times.
Wait, why do you say 2 games?
No, don't they have to play 2? Is it 1?
So you play once. So yeah. Like as the 9 or 10.
Oh, I'm tripping. Yeah. I'm tripping. It's just okay. So the higher.
If you're outside the playoffs, you have to win 2 games.
Yeah, I got you. Just 2. My bad. Yeah, I got you. So but when it's 2 straight, I mean, winning the game against Memphis and San Antonio, Golden State can do that. So I think Golden State gets into the 8th seed 8th seed that way, and they end up playing Utah in the first round, and then.
Memphis and Golden State, that's a tough game.
Which would be tough, yes. It's a tough game, but Steph, man, that's one of those teams. Memphis is a team where Steph, as long as he goes off and he can just have 2 more of his guys, just have a good game with them, they can beat Memphis. Who knows who's gonna be? Memphis. Those guys. Golden State is too inconsistent. Andrew Wiggins, maybe.
That's one.
That's
one.
Who's
the other one?
And then the second, you see,
they're banged up. Eric Pascal, the Grizzlies are a perfect team for him to have a great game. I wish he wasn't hurt.
What do you think?
I guess base more.
Stop.
No. Y'all see him call out Bradley Beal?
Yes.
No, then he got on. He was like, "We can't joke no more." I'm like, "Bro, the shit was lame. Like you lame."
It wasn't a joke. It was like a stat.
It wasn't a joke.
Like, bro, Kent, you're like you're lame for that. Like that's why.
Bro, he did it. You see, nobody laughed. And he tried to say "Oh, y'all get it? That's a deep one." It wasn't deep. You knew what you was talking about. He's an idiot, bro. He's an idiot. And he sucks. He's out there off a name, and he's Steph's homeboy. Nah, bro. Look, they can't stop.
So looking at the current standings,
Steph could have 40 and still lose to Memphis, bro. Like Memphis they get a lot of contributions from a lot of guys, like Ja Morant, Jonas, Dylan Brooks, even Grayson Allen. Like they get a lot of solid contributions from a lot of guys. Like it's not one of those things where
to Memphis.
Okay, it's one game.
I'll put money he beats the Lakers if I'm being honest with you.
I'm saying that's fine, but what I'm saying to you, like this is literally one game. That's what I'm saying. Like this ain't usual play like NBA playoffs. We're going
one game format. We're
going to football right now. This football format right now. Any given game, like niggas can lose.
Okay, but the Warriors the Warriors have a good defense. Aren't they like top 5 or top 10, something like that?
It's better than it should be for.
What is I have? Yeah.
But even if the Lakers match up and go to State and hypothetically they lose,
top 5 defense.
I still look at Memphis and San Antonio. They're both either one of them is getting ran by LA. Ran.
Oh, by
Memphis and San Antonio are getting destroyed by LA.
Oh yeah, no.
Yes, by Lakers. I'm saying if the Lakers was to lose to Golden State, some crazy shit. Golden State here, Steph is a game winner, or some shit, and they have to now. Lakers is in the loser side and have to go play Memphis or San Antonio to move on and become the 8th seed. whoever they play, Memphis or San Antonio, they're getting their ass whooped
Like I
by,
said, bro,
by the
like I
Lakers.
said, I would love to believe what I believe on all these games, but like I said, it's one game.
Yeah.
One game, bro.
No. San Antonio's getting whooped by whoever they play.
Okay. It's one game.
It is one game. It's gonna be interesting. But how I look at the play-in, like I said, with the Lakers, they're in a weird position.
Everybody has star players. They do.
Who?
Yeah.
Every team, all of these teams have a star player. They do.
This is what you mean by star, but I got
DeMar
you.
DeRozan is a star in this league. There's no way around that. Like, there's no disrespect. Come on now. Ja Morant is a star in this league.
Yeah. You know what I was talking about.
Curry is a star in this league.
You know how I was talking about. Anyway.
Who are you talking about? Who do I mean?
You said him first.
DeMar DeRozan?
Look, the Spurs don't have no stars.
That's so disrespectful. That's crazy.
On the East side, we got right now it's 9-10 Pacers. Bro, what's up with the Pacers? Y'all see the coach beefing with the player?
Name me
I didn't see that.
Who's the coach right now? I don't even know. Who's the coach for the Pacers?
York guy, BJORK, York.
Oh, okay.
But no, it's not him. He's getting fired because they hate him. But the assistant coach got in a fight with the player during the game. He got suspended.
I didn't see that.
I didn't see that.
Physical?
No, if you held back, on their own sideline. Like they literally hold the coach back.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty. This thing, Chris froze. There's be so much stuff I had to cut out of here. But The Pacers, Washington. Is anybody watching that? If that happened?
You said the Pacers and what?
And the Wizards.
Oh yeah, Pacers and Wizards. I was looking at that. I think that's going to be a series where a game too, where he can go either way. But
where the Wizards win. That's that.
But the Wizards are going to win, right? It is. The Wizards are going to win. Russell's going to go crazy. It is. But the Pacers is a weird team. Pacers are one of those teams that sticks around for a little bit. You're like, oh
Harris
shit, they're going to come back.
Harris going to drop it to 30, but it won't matter. He'll look good doing it, and people be like, oh, Harris he's a nice player, but the Wizards will.
But what's going to happen with
Washington?
Washington?
Pacers are a better team.
You said what?
Pacers are clearly a better team, but yeah, they're going to lose.
Yes, Washington's going to win. And Washington, the Wizards,
but the Wizards have top end talent. They have the two best players in the series. I don't think it's cool. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's
Wizard is the 10 right now. Wizards have to win two. Like if this current stand stay where it's at, they're number 10.
The Hornets don't want no issue with the Wizards.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Hornets not getting past the Celtics, bro. But it's funny because they do beat Hayward.
They might.
Yeah, it will be crazy.
And Terry Rozier. The Hornets are winning, bro. The Hornets are winning. They're winning.
Nah, I got the Celtics.
But then Wizards and Celtics. Oh, that's a game right there. I'll take Wizards without Jaylen Brown. I'll take the Wizards.
It wouldn't be the Wizards and Celtics.
I was saying the Wizards and Hornets.
No, I'm saying if the Hornets beat the Celtics, it would be the Wizards and Celtics.
Oh yeah, I'm tripping. It would be.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Second one.
Like in the second one. Oh yeah, you're right.
I'll take the Wizards beating the Celtics without Jaylen Brown.
Oh, that would be crazy.
There's no Jaylen Brown. Who's guarding Russell?
Tatum versus Big Bro?
Who's guarding Russell? They're definitely too small to guard him.
Who's guarding Tatum? Bertans?
No, Hachimura. Hachimura is the only option. He's literally the only option.
Fried. Hibachi. Change that man's name. No disrespect to Gilbert, though. I'm sorry.
Stupid.
My side.
Word.
Who's guarding Bradley Beal? Marcus?
Yes. What do you mean? That's like one of the best possible options in the whole league.
That means he can't leave him. He gonna have to be on him all day. That means Kemba Walker is barbecue chicken for Russell down there. He's posting him up all game.
So
Russell will drop 30, 40. Easy.
Russell's also liable to shoot you out of the game for 3 quarters, try to bring you back in the fourth, and not be enough. Like Russ, I don't think Russ is the type of dude that ruin your chances if you're the Wizards, but he can make it a little difficult at times.
I think honestly, bro, this is real. Over the past couple of years, I think we're definitely away from that. Like when you watch Russell play, like if he's not hitting shots, like he'll still take them, if it's given to him, but he's not forcing it anymore as much. Like that's why he'll have game, bro.
It's not the shots, Chris. It's not the shots. His shot selection has cleaned up so much since that like MVP year when he was kind of like OD. But
that MVP year, he was hitting shots though, which is crazy. He was hitting.
You know what I'm saying? But he was just taking bad shots. He was just hitting them. That was the craziest thing I've ever seen that year. That whole year was like a crazy. He was like on one. But the problem with Russ is decision making. It's the fact that he'll go 3 possessions in a row and like try to make something happen and get a turnover 3 possessions in a row. I saw it with the Rockets last year. But
there are also games where he'll have 21 assists and 2 turnovers. Like
it's hit or miss. It's hit or miss. He plays the same way.
But obviously, way more hit than miss. Way more hit than miss.
No, but my point is that in the regular season, it's hit or miss. Way more hits because he's playing teams that aren't playoff caliber teams. As you get in the playoffs, you start playing better teams. That's why it's way more misses in the playoff than hits.
I'll take Brad and Brody over 7, 8, and 9 comfortably.
Okay. I don't want to see the Hornets get anywhere past the first game because while I do, I have a lot of love for the guys. You know what I'm saying?
It's a great story.
I can't see LaMelo hype just flooding my timeline for 3 days straight, bro. I just don't want to see it.
No.
He can have 0 points. If they win a playoff series, it's going crazy.
Washington's going to get the AC. They're going to match up against Philadelphia, and they're going to get swept. It's going to be a nice run, but they're going to get their ass whooped. They're going to get swept.
4 games.
And then Brooklyn is going to beat Boston. They're going to sweep them too.
I wish Brooklyn could have handled their business and kept the number 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be more interesting because it would have been scoring.
Yeah. Brooklyn gonna sweep Boston too. If Boston advance as well. So
Milwaukee needs to get that 2nd seed, bro.
No,
I know. I was looking at it. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Stay where y'all at and get y'all and run through them boys again and correct last year's mistakes. That's what
I think we'll smack them because they're obviously worse this year. We're better, but still, it makes sense. Think about it this way, bro. Think about it this way. No team that I can think of was hit worse by COVID than the Heat. Like literally, Jimmy Butler didn't play the whole first month of the season, and then on top of that, look at their team was built for a bubble environment. Like, they're real militaristic and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So their performance last year is not indicative of how good of a team they were. You know what I mean? That was some fluky shit. They're a 5 seed.
There's no East. I'm not gonna disrespect it and call it fluky shit when they ran through niggas.
All right, it wasn't fluky, but it was built that was a
perfect situation
for a team
I get
a college team.
I get you.
And so I'm saying is their team is so dependent on Jimmy Butler, missing him for a month, ruining them. Bam Adebayo was out for a lot. Team made a lot of trades in the middle of the season, and they hit a lot of 3-pointers last year. They were the best 3-pointers.
They did, but they always hit a lot of 3-pointers. And you as Bucks, especially last year,
that was their first year doing that.
Doing what?
Hitting that many threes. They weren't even a 3-point shooting team until last year.
I mean, but Duncan Robinson, but they added a lot of guys. Duncan, Tyler, and Kendrick Nunn. Those are the guys hitting a lot of those threes.
Duncan, no.
Tyler Hero wasn't hitting threes, dog. That's what we're saying.
I was saying Tyler Hero didn't account for them hitting that many threes. He helped, but
it's a team. Obviously, it's a team effort. But I'm saying they added those 3 guys.
Cheeks.
Okay. Based on what? How's he cheeks?
What's he done this year?
He's averaging 14 points a game, and he starts.
Exactly.
What do you mean?
Exactly.
I don't. What is that supposed to mean? Either way, as a Bucks fan, I want to know why do you want the 2 seed? I don't get.
I don't want to win the Heat. What do you mean?
Yeah, because Miami's Miami's physical. They're scrappy. They're gonna bring it every damn game. But Milwaukee
want to coast.
No, you want to play. You don't want to coast. You don't.
I don't think you want to coast.
Y'all need to be all attentive when y'all run into
bro. I get what you're saying, but we don't want to have to fucking play the Heat for 6 games and then beating us up. We have to go play the Brooklyn Nets. Bro. It's just not a good look, man. It's not a good look. Especially when they get to go ahead and play the banged up Celtics, the who are we Hornets, or the whatever, the triple-double chasing Wizards. Come on, man. They get a cupcake first series. We don't want that. To the point, I wish the Hawks
if they played the Wizards, Russell would definitely make them work.
Matter of fact, the Hawks might drop to 6. Yeah, we need that. They're liable to drop down. But all right, we'll cover more of that later, another time. Especially out with the season awards, I don't want to cut us too short on that. Mm-hmm. So I put up some of these, some predictions. I'm trying to find the odds. We can start with MVP. I feel like we kind of already know who the MVP is, but I mean, who are you guys thinking? I can start with you, Christian.
Oh, Nikola, the Joker, baby. Yes, it's the Joker, man. He's playing his ass off, man. It's pretty dope to see too. But for real, he's just a big man that do everything. But I know tonight I was just looking at stats. He dropped 30 tonight. Him and Michael Porter dropped 30 tonight against Charlotte. But yeah, Nikola for sure, man. He does it all for Denver. He plays the most minutes out of everybody, I think, in the league, or he's up there. He's up there. He's definitely up there. And it's crazy because it's last year, in the last couple of years, a lot of people always talk about, damn, is Nikola out of shape? Can he, is he fat? Can he, he was overweight a little bit, but he took care of his body, came back slim, last year after, before the bubble started and went crazy, in a bubble, and it carried on in this year. But yeah, Nikola is definitely my MVP. Nothing against Chris Paul. He is having a great year as well. And, getting Phoenix to the number 2 seed. But the same season that he's having this year, I feel like he's had seasons before like that with other teams. So, but I get it. It's you're carrying this team. It's I get that. But no, Nikola's the MVP. He got the stats and the wins. So.
Also, Kyle Lowry had a better year last year than Chris Paul has had this year. Just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, counting stats wise, but it's not just about that,
It's not. That's why I said it's not just about the stats, but I mean,
he had more wins.
I know Chris Paul is a very unique, examination into the MVP. No, I'm not gonna say I got Jokic too. I think that honestly, Jamal Murray getting hurt really and Jokic's performance since then has really just solidified it for sure. I feel like Chris Paul would have even a slightly stronger case if Jamal was still there and they were looked at more as a tag team. But
you Chris number 2?
Let's see. Yeah, I got Jokic, Chris, Steph, Dame.
Where is Joel?
I forgot. Yeah. Hold on. I got Jokic, Chris, and B, then Steph. It's the top 5.
We should talk about Christian. So you had to make one.
Yeah, I didn't even make one. But I mean, Chris is he's definitely up there. But Chris. I mean, number 1 being Nikola. Chris Paul is up there. I don't know if he'll be my 2. Honestly, I think Steph will probably be my second option, even though he don't have the wins or nothing. He's just going.
Steph wasn't even in my top 5, but when he's
in my top 5.
It was always indicative of him getting into the playoffs.
If he gets in I get that.
Not a play-in. Right now he's the A spot.
It's not a play-in, but I mean,
you hold that A spot, then he's in my top 5. But I mean,
Russell Westbrook also won an MVP, and
he was absolutely a 6 or a 7, and that team talent-wise was worse than this team, arguably.
Yeah, that's true.
Worse coaching,
no, it was worse in the league. I think the league, Jokic this year is having a better year than anybody else did that year. You know what I'm saying? That would be interesting to see. Jokic this year and Russ's MVP season. Russ would have got it because triple doubles. We had never seen nothing like that.
Dude was averaging 30, 10, and 10. That's my point. On some of his best shooting percentages, which is crazy.
I'm pretty sure because that's the first year that Kevin Durant went to the Warriors, right? So his numbers were hurt. And then LeBron was just having a regular year. He wasn't having a nuclear year.
James Harden was the one that was the year that D'Antoni first got there and he moved into point guard. So James was averaging 25 and 11.
Yeah. So my point to you is just the fact the competition for Russ, it was still good competition, but it wasn't a James Harden next year or Jokic this year or Giannis last year. Or it was somebody else putting up historic numbers. You know what I mean?
The year that James Harden won his MVP, statistically, I think it was a worse year than the year before. He won it really because he had been runner-up for so long, and they had the best record. That's
Who
really
won after Russell Westbrook? I could probably look this up, but
it was James.
It's not that important.
Well,
I
no,
think he had a better year that year. The year after, his second year, or the year after.
I mean, he had more scoring, but I think his assists were definitely down. It depends on what you value. I think the year that Russell won, I think he was like 26 and 11, and then the year that he actually won, it was like 30 and like 8, I think, or something like that.
He's 38 and 6.
38 and 6. What's the year before? With the double-digit assists.
So the year before, he was getting. Damn, I pulled up the. I was confused myself. What year did he win the MVP award? All right, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He was hooping.
Listen. The year he won MVP, that was 2018. Because 2019 and 2020 are Giannis. And then last year.
Okay, so yeah, 2017, the year before was 29. The year before that was 29 as well. But the assists were at 7 2 years before. The year before the MVP award, he had 11 assists. The year before was a better year. Yeah. Anyways, my top 5, bro, like, has to be Jokic and Embiid number 1 and number 2 for me. Because it's like Embiid and them have an amazing record. His defense has been crazy. It's obviously the best player on the team. Like, when Embiid plays, bro, it's like different. He's like Jokic, honestly. Like, the other team has to play.
I mean, yeah, but
to you.
The Sixers.
I think, okay, hear me out. Steph Curry, I take points away from Steph Curry based on the way that they play basketball. Like, I don't think NBA team has to play like, let's all sacrifice all our offense to get Steph Curry points. No, I get it. He's the best player.
That's factual. That's exactly. That goes more to Steve Kerr and like not having an identity, especially when Steph goes off the court. Like, that talent is better than the worst like offensive rating ever when he's off the court or some shit like that. It's better than that.
I'm just saying his numbers are, I think we could all say, a little bit inflated based on the way they play basketball over there.
It's weird because like, since he's like, him doing that is their best option. So it's kind of weird to look at it because like they need to
22.
Yeah, exactly. But I get what you're saying. Like the system is catered to him for him to put up crazy ass numbers. But that might be.
And he has nobody else to like take away from him this year. So it's like this is the first time we've seen Steph completely like no chains, like complete green light. But anyways, and I just look at Embiid, he does on both ends of the court, and like he could be defensive player of the year this year. Like I don't think he will, but he has an argument. You know what I mean? To be that. Not over Bim. I'm just saying, like, he's like literally dominating on both ends. You know what I mean?
He is.
And then also at number 3, I gotta put Giannis at number 3.
Bro, you said what?
I gotta put Giannis at number 3. He's in a better year.
Oh, I can. Okay, no, you're right. You're right. You're right.
You're right. Yeah,
you're right. Mm-hmm. I completely forgot about him. That's my fault. I might have to redo my list. I completely forgot about him.
I thought you were doing that on purpose.
No, I wasn't. That's cool. No, I'm not someone that like punishes Giannis for the team struggles in years past. I completely forgot about him, bro. I'll be honest with you.
I think the whole league has like because this year he's having like been on the radar a bit this year based on him already winning it and just having a bad playoffs.
Yeah,
but dude's high key just balling. Like
no, he's hooping. He's hooping.
No. But then, of course, you got to give CP the shout out and Steph to round it out. There's somebody else in the league I think that's playing at that level with LeBron being hurt.
I mean, Dame was up there earlier, but he had some injuries. And then he kind of
team wasn't balling.
Yeah, he had to do way too much.
All right. Who's about to win this thing? Defensive player of the year. Who you guys got? Let's start with you this time, Chris.
I mean, I guess I got my top 2 candidates, which is Ben and Joel. I really haven't been paying that much more attention past those 2. I don't really know who rounds out the top 5. I've seen some people mention Draymond Green, but I feel like that's wrong. But
the favorite is Gobert right now.
How?
He just is.
Based on what? Based on who? Who wrote that?
I'm going across the sites right now. Everybody on the sites has him at number 1. Zach Lowe, the podcast, had him number 1.
I'm tired of Gobert winning Defensive Player of the Year when he's not like Ben Simmons can lock down multiple positions. No, I'm not just giving it to Ben because he's more versatile. It's because it's how he's more versatile. Like, you know what I mean? Like he can lock down multiple positions. He can't just guard multiple. He can lock down multiple positions. Like
Yeah,
Rudy Gobert
is nice
he
though.
played off
He's
the court though. But I'm saying like the time where he's winning Defensive Player of the Year awards, that time is gone. Like if you can be played off the court defensively, you can't be the Defensive Player of the Year.
What's the regular season award though?
Who's had a better defensive regular season?
It's close, bro. I mean, the Jazz defense is like pretty elite. It's right there with the Sixers, and he doesn't have two elite defenders. Like it's really him that's really anchoring that defense. Like he is the heart and soul of their defense. And I would argue
I get that, but go ahead.
That Simmons defense, I think, is actually worse than Joel Embiid's impact defensively. Because
that's fine, but that's why I have those two at the top.
Yeah, but there's two of them though. So Gobert's by himself.
I get that. I just
Vegas
I like both of those guys better. Like Joel can literally like protect the paint in a similar fashion of Gobert, but he can also get out and guard on the perimeter. Like I've seen it. Like I've seen him move his feet and like be there.
No, yeah, we are. He's literally guarding Giannis out there. I mean, no, Giannis isn't guard.
Saw him guard Drew Holiday the other last time y'all played, and Drew Holiday was giving him all type of moves, but he was there.
It was right there.
Exactly. Like
no, all right. So Vegas has Gobert, Simmons, and then Miles Turner
because he's the leader in blocks.
And Miles Turner is the first year I've seen since I've been looking that he actually has had a positive impact, like all across the board defensively. So like it's not just blocks this time. So I don't know. Christian, where you at with this whole Gobert thing?
I think Rudy Gobert is definitely, up there. He's up there. He's been up there the last, few years, since he's been playing. But I agree with Chris said too. Ben Simmons is just versatile. He can guard any position. He's definitely the gel of the defense with Philadelphia. So I don't know. Between those two, if I was to pick, I would probably say Ben Simmons, but Gobert probably will win it.
Also, Rudy Gobert stole Paul George's Player of the Year.
Yeah, I'm also a big I love Bam Adebayo defensive game too. He's always kind of up there. I know I picked him, I think, at the beginning of the year. So I would probably put him up there. I'll probably put him up there too. He's been, he comes up clutch on the defense and plays hard and stuff. Also, he's been really good.
Shock. Is it gonna feel right when we look back in time and we were like Rudy Gobert is a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year winner?
No, I was just telling Zach,
like, bro, like no,
it's crazy.
He's not bad.
Yeah,
it's almost like when they was picking like the all-star teams and they had to pick a center, so they was getting to Roy Hibbert and shit.
It should go to Ben Simmons, bro. It should go to Ben Simmons. Like Embiid has missed, I think, too many games. That's why people don't have him. But it should go to Joel Embiid, to be honest, because he low-key could have MVP. So I would feel better with him getting this Player of the Year as a consolation, because that's kind of why he's MVP, because he could do both. But if you're gonna say he's missed too many games, whatever, it should go to Simmons for the fact that like they have a better defense than the Jazz. He's guarded multiple positions. He's probably the best perimeter defender in the entire NBA.
Yes.
Like, maybe. Matisse might give him a run for the money, which is crazy to put on the same team. But like, yeah. But to Gobert's point, the Sixers have literally a team full of defensive specialists. Like, there's a lot of defenders on that team, bro. That's why they're so good at defense.
So I'm supposed to punish him because of that?
I don't know. I think Simmons is gonna win it though, if I had to put money.
Yeah, we'll see. It's
like,
gonna be out of
Gobert. I put Ben Simmons in front of somebody, I don't gotta worry about
it. Sixth man of the year. Who you guys just picked? I start.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh man, 6 man. Damn, this be the year that Luke ain't winning. Ain't that crazy?
Luke needs to retire.
Oh man.
Luke still be hooping.
I'm trying to think.
It's Clarkson.
Yeah, Clarkson. I'm trying to think who possibly else can be up there though. Clarkson.
Right now they have Clarkson,
Rose is.
Brunson,
Not Jaylen.
Montrezl Harrell, Chris Boucher, Shea
Nah,
Gilgeous,
I like
Ross.
Harold. My
Rose not on
guy.
the list?
Yeah, I'm about to say Rose not on there.
Nope.
No.
Why?
Yeah, I go with Clarkson. Clarkson is definitely the winner out of those names. So yeah, I think we all can agree to that.
Yeah.
We
But
can
Boucher's
all
having a
agree
nice
to that
season.
one.
It's kind of crazy. Joe Ingles and Clarkson are both right there, 1 and 2 on this list. But
I tell you, Utah's deep.
No, I just think it's wrong. I don't think Joe Ingles should be there.
Ingles has had a good year.
He's having a
Clarkson's
good
going
year,
to
but
win
he's not having that type of year to me.
Clarkson might be the best 6-man we've seen since Prime Lou Williams.
Yeah, Clarkson, he's
In
a
my
dog.
opinion.
He's a bucket.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's
Definitely a bucket. All right, we can keep pushing because he's going to win it.
What's the other awards?
So real quick, most improved player, rookie of the year, coach of the year. So I was giving you guys picks for those three if you had a pick.
That's all NBA Randle, baby. For most improved player, there's no other option. Well, there's other options.
Jeremy Grant, Christian Wood, Jaylen Brown, of course,
Julius
Randle.
missing games. Jaylen Brown's hurt, and Julius Randle.
Zion's on there. Zach LaVine is also on there. Zach LaVine, I don't think he's improved. I think he's been doing this. He might just have better shooting percentages, but it's the same thing.
No, what about Michael Porter Jr.? Michael Porter Jr.
Is it his second year in PJs?
Second year playing.
Yeah, I can't give second year guys this award, bro.
Why do people say that? Why do people say that?
So I got this from Nate Duncan, right? He's one kind
of I know, and I never understood why they keep saying that.
So the way he breaks it down is, if you look at most people in the NBA, that first and second year jump is the biggest jump in your NBA career. So if you look at LeBron, right?
Yeah,
his first and second year, every player has a big jump. So it's kind of that's kind of what you're supposed to do.
But it's still a reality.
Hold on. And he's saying that this award was basically created to give people, credit for under the radar guys credit, right? So if you were to allow second year guys to get this award, what you would see a lot of the time is a lot of the superstars. Because look, Luka Doncic and these other guys, right?
He
have amazing,
Luka should have won most improved.
But it's he went from star numbers to superstar numbers, which is kind of all right, but it's kind of defeating the purpose of the award. You know what I mean? Even LeBron's first, second year, he could have won the award. But it's he went from star to superstar. Whereas a guy like Christian Wood, Julius Randle, that's what the award was meant for. Guys who were putting up low numbers that went to star level. That low to star jump was much more impressive than someone who's literally going to be a superstar, but just needed a year to developing their body and get in the weight room. You know what I mean? Julius Randle added to his game. Luka Doncic just cut out the cheeseburgers. There's a difference. You know what I mean?
Not the cheeseburgers.
They'll probably give it to Randle. Most likely give it to Randle.
There's no other. He's the best choice.
He's gonna, even though he's I think he should be talked to. I know we just talked about MVP. I didn't even think of Julius. Julius, I feel should be considered too, but he's not. Yeah, he's up there, but he's gonna get most improved for sure.
Does he deserve more than Chris Paul? You think?
What?
Julius Randle for MVP more than Chris Paul? I think that should be more of the conversation.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't.
Yeah,
I think that's more impressive what he did.
I can see the argument though, for sure. Definitely can.
But Chris Paul's MVP case is not. I feel like Nick Wright said this. I loved it. He said it's not a life achievement award at all, but his lifetime stops validate what's happening right now. You know what I mean? Everywhere he goes, they win a lot.
Right. It's Julius Randle could fall off next year, and that MVP will look kind of crazy.
Yeah. Chris Paul, everywhere Chris Paul's went, they've had their best seasons. They win 20 plus more games. They tried to tank in OKC, and he was just too good. They couldn't do it.
Hey. No, I feel you. Rookie of the year and coach of the year. So for both of those, who do you have? Christian.
How many games has LaMelo missed?
I think he only missed a month. But all the people have him as number one, so he hasn't missed too many.
Yeah, I still have LaMelo at number one. Man, he's even with his injury. That dude's gonna be good. I'm a Melo fan. A Melo fan for sure. Yeah.
Coach of the year? Who you?
Coach of the year. I don't know who's all on the list. I know you looking at lists, but if I just had to go on somebody on the top of my head, I'll go with Monty Williams.
Yeah, a lot of people have him. Quinn Snyder's on there for a lot of people. Steve Nash, which is I don't know why it's with that.
Absolutely
not.
And then Doc Rivers.
I will go with Monty. Yeah, I will go.
I like Monty. I don't think he's a good coach, but I like him first.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's an awful coach. But
so this is just all player development and Chris Paul, huh?
No. I think the Suns roster is actually a pretty good roster. I make fun of
that's what I said. So you think their success is all player development, which is like their younger players and Chris Paul.
But I don't think it's all player development. I think they brought in like the perfect vets. Honestly, I don't know what the playoffs. I think people are going to choke because I feel like people always end up in the playoffs. But in terms of like actual like roster building, the roster is like, I mean, look,
it's a good roster.
Very, very well done. Very well done. And they never do. Like their guys are. I mean, like, come on, like it's time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But okay, that's solid. I think Monty's going to be a good shot. I think Quinn Snyder would have been my pick for Coach of the Year. Rookie of the Year thing, I did want to say, LaMelo has had a great year. Like he looks like a young Jason Kidd with more like pizzazz, less dog. But and that less dog is key. I think LaMelo's definitely one of these guys is going to look a little different when he gets these serious, games with weight that actually mean something. He's going to be a great player, but I don't see like superstar franchise guy and LaMelo's future. And when I think about these awards, bro, I think about 30 years from now, when you look at this Rookie of the Year, it might look kind of crazy that Anthony Edwards didn't win this award.
It don't matter, but we're not looking down the line. If he deserves it now, he deserves it. Now, granted,
at this point in the season, bro, he's been going absolutely stupid.
No, Anthony Edwards is going to be I feel very confident he's a star. He's going to be a star.
He's going to be better than Donovan Mitchell, bro.
I'm super high on Anthony Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
He's a prototype.
I think if LaMelo would have played the whole season and then Anthony Edwards would have like turned it on like 2 to 3 weeks earlier, I think LaMelo wouldn't have been on the high for like a month, right? Not that he was ever hiding, but like you only remember the great things when the guy's been gone for like a month. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then Anthony Edwards would have had. I mean, if he was turned on a little earlier, his like overall numbers for the season, especially percentage wise, wouldn't be so bad. Because right now he's clearly outplaying Melo. And right now he's playing better than Melo ever did the whole season. You know what I mean? But Melo just started off really well. If that makes sense.
I can debate the playing better than he's ever playing. I can debate that, but
I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who you got for Rookie of the Year? Let me get out of here. And Coach of the Year.
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably go with Monty. I don't know what your beef with this man is. He's done nothing to you. But it doesn't. I mean, it usually goes to teams that make the improvement from one year to the next, and they're gonna be a top 2 seed in the West, like deservedly so. And they like it just kind of builds on the success they had last year in the bubble. They were 8-0. He had like that clip where he came and gave him a speech. Like, to me, I think he's done a good job.
Yeah,
so I would give it to Monty. I think he deserves.
I put Tom Thibodeau up there too. He would just be an option.
Oh, what's a great shout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Tom actually might be the guy I give it to, honestly.
Yeah. Tom is doing it. He did an exceptional job with New York.
I'm fine with giving it to Tom over Quinn personally.
I'll make a case for Quinn real quick though. Quinn is one of these guys who I think is arguably top 3, top 4 coaches in the league. I think he's an elite coach for what he's done. Especially when you look at the way he runs his offense and stuff, it doesn't feel like it's a team where it's like, oh, he's a really good player. He's gonna make me look good every night. Like they actually run like real offense. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's one of those things where I think, based on his track record, I think you can almost say it's one of these things where it's like, this is over the last 5 years making Utah the team it is. You know what I mean? Whereas I look at Monty Williams and the way he did the Pelicans, but I was actually a Pelicans fan for like 3 years, our first couple years in college before I really knew you guys like that.
You were bringing
bro. You were.
He was awful.
That's
God.
Old shit, bro. That's old shit. It's in the
Yeah,
past.
okay, I get it. He had a real good year this year, but
Was
Chris Paul.
Tom good? Was Tom good
Chris
with the Timberwolves?
Paul is the coach of the
Was
Phoenix
Tom
Suns.
Thibodeau good with the Timberwolves?
Who? No, I'm talking about Monty Williams.
No, but I'm just saying, like, you bringing up old stuff. Like,
They made the
Tom-
playoffs.
It wasn't because of him. It was because of Jimmy. Let's keep it clear.
Who do you think enabled Jimmy to be like that?
You're not wrong. But
Jimmy
don't act like you wasn't talking shit about Tom.
Only thing Jimmy did. Jimmy Butler is the player version of Tom. He says what Tom wanted to say, but Tom knows he can't say because he has to be a professional. In fact, they meet before games, before practice. It's like, all right, Jimmy, I need you to say this, and this. I got you, coach. That's literally what happens for every practice. But no, that's all Tom.
You're bringing up old shit. Monty is the coach of the year this year.
Anthony Edwards, you better get rookie of the year. I'm tired of this.
He's not getting rookie of the year. It's going to LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball is the rookie of the year. Also, I want to shout out because he's really got no love. Let's shout out Tyrese, man. Tyrese has got no love. None.
All right, well, he's not third or fourth.
Who's third or fourth? Who's third, fourth, or fifth?
Third has to be Tyrese Halliburton.
Christian.
Yes.
What did I just say?
He just said
Tyrese
that.
Maxey.
No, he said he was talking about Halliburton. Yeah.
You said Tyrese. You said Maxey.
What's Halliburton's first name?
Isn't it Tyrese?
Tyrese. He just said Tyrese. Yeah, he just said Tyrese,
dog.
Yeah, he said Tyrese.
I swear I heard you say Maxey after it.
I said Tyrese.
Okay.
Then you say he said third or fourth. I said, who you talking? Then who's above him?
I swore you were talking about Maxey, bro.
Hell no, I'm talking about Halliburton. I should have said the last name. I'm talking about Halliburton. He has not gotten any love.
Oh, he's better than Lonzo. He's like Lonzo 2.0, like a better version.
That's fair.
He can actually dribble.
Fuck around might end up being better than De'Aaron. That's neither here nor there, though.
All right, relax.
But they play really well together though. Like those like two guards.
Buddy has to go.
It'll work.
Buddy has to go.
Yeah, no, should
never give him that money. Actually,
not on that team.
Because that's
not
a
on
good
that
trade. It's a good trade chip. Christian,
so I mean,
the Lakers could definitely use him.
My last thing to say, this week we're gonna see how the playoffs, how the standings shape out, but it's gonna be interesting to see if Lakers become if they're gonna be a 6 seed or 7 seed. But either way, I'm okay with. I mean, like I said, I'm more comfortable with them probably staying at the 7. But hey, if they become a 6 seed and have to face the Clippers, man, we ain't scared, man. We ain't scared.
Right.
So yeah, man. So I'm just looking forward to the playoffs though next week. The play-in starts May 18th. That's next week on this day. So it's gonna be fun, man. This playoffs we're gonna have a good one. I know last year was weird with the bubble, but people adjusted and we had some really good games. But this year it kind of feels a little bit more normal with them playing in their home arenas of some attendance, not full capacity, but they'll probably raise it a little bit in the playoffs. So yes, it feels like it's playoff time, and I'm excited. I'm way more excited, of course, this playoff than I was last year because I think LeBron James, if he's healthy, the Lakers are going to be fine. LeBron, the thing is, people, y'all know I'm a LeBron stan, man. I can admit LeBron does little things where you're like, this dude, this man. This was his work. I can't say this was his biggest severe injury, where he's been out the longest, things of that sort. But LeBron has been out for an extensive amount of time because he has had to. I feel like if he needed to come back earlier, he probably would have. But of course, you want to have a healthy LeBron. So LeBron with the press conference last weekend, like, I don't know what's, playing is dumb and all just all this crazy stuff he's saying. LeBron, it was a bad look. I'm like, all right, Bron, come on, man. But Bron does this sometimes where he sets up where he sets himself up and his team up to say, hey, our backs are against the wall. We got to go through this and go through that for him to just come out on top, at the end, just to make it seem like a great freaking storyline, headliner in New York. So not saying I'm not worried about the Lakers, but if AD is healthy and LeBron is healthy, the Lakers are still the best team and the favorite to come out the West. And the only other team that can beat them in the entire NBA is the Brooklyn Nets. So that's what I'm going to end on, man.
The East has some teams, but I would have really liked to see a rematch between the Nuggets and Lakers. I feel like that would have been the most entertaining one.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Without Jamal, we kind of got cheated.
Yeah, we are.
Also, like, bro, the Aaron Gordon thing completely changes the series because, like, I think last year they struggled because they had nobody. Yeah. Obviously, like, I always say you can't guard LeBron, but Aaron Gordon at least can like not get trucked every possession.
Them size and athletic wise,
he might actually be like top 3 body types to guard LeBron. Number 1 is OG, of course, but he's up there.
Okay, well, I see Brian own OG for a long time, so I don't really care about that.
Okay, well, probably number 1.
Crossbar.
Relax. Yeah, you have anything you want to say, Chris?
Are we gonna get a Clippers and Lakers matchup this year, or the Clippers gonna blow it again?
You never know, man. Clippers, like I said, that 60s right there.
They coming out the West. That's my pick.
The Clippers?
Yeah.
So they get slapped.
Absolutely not.
I just like the Clippers on these teams, bro. When the radar is on them, expectations, they're gonna nut up. Right now, no one's talking about the Clippers.
You absolutely know. Right. But guess what? Come playoff time, it will definitely start to be on them, for sure.
Really?
Yeah. Let them win a series. It'll let them win one first round series, and then they're gonna get to either the Lakers or they're gonna go further. The pressure's gonna start mounting.
Only thing that beat them is the Lakers, in my opinion.
I think the Nuggets can beat them right now, personally.
Never.
Okay.
Clippers, Bucks, NBA Finals. I'm here for it.
That's disgusting. No one wants to see the Clippers, and I don't want to see the Clippers in the final. Sorry.
I want to see Lakers Bucks. That's my favorite matchup.
I want to see Lakers Bucks too, man. That's because matchup. I feel like it'll be a great one, a great series, and also too, like I'm not wishing no success for the Nets or Kevin Durant, so I will be rooting against them every freaking game and every series. But I will say that because I'm a betting man. I am a betting man. I will be putting in props on them motherfuckers pretty often because KD and Kyrie are walking buckets. So, hey, that over 28.5, yes, sir. I'm going to cash me out.
James Harden going to be back.
James Harden will be back.
Is he going to be back?
Maybe. We don't know.
Hamstring.
Yeah, that's weird.
Hamstring is liable to get hurt again, so you never know if they'll be healthy.
Yeah, we're going to see.
It looks in trouble without James.
Man, we'll see. But this has been the League NBA Pod. If you want to see the full video version of the episode, check us out at the Rise Network on YouTube. Also, I just started the League NBA Pod YouTube channel. We post clips. What's going on, Chris?
I was just shooting the guns.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All that. Check us out on social media. You are Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at the League NBA Pod. If you are watching the video, we have full audio on all podcast platforms. Same name, the League NBA Pod. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week as we get ready for the playoff push. And yeah, enjoy your day.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.